I'm Anil Kumar, and in this video we'll discuss inequalities and interval notation. So let us begin by taking a and b as any two real numbers. So we say a and b belongs to the set of real numbers where a is less than b. That means a is on the left side of b whenever we'll place them on a number line. So these two are very general numbers. So we'll write down different kinds of intervals, rather inequalities, and write them in the terms of interval notation. So let me make two columns here. The first one here is for the inequality, and the second one for interval notation. Okay. Now, if we have inequality like any real number x which is greater than a and less than b, that really means that on a number line, let me add number line also here. So let's draw a number line. That really means that on a number line we have all the values between a and b. That means a and b are not included. So all these values in between. So that is the kind of interval which we need to describe in interval notation. So this is written as a to b with open brackets. That means a and b are not included. If we have a is greater than equal to x but less than b, in that case what happens? Whenever there is equal to, that means the point is included, right? So in that case, on a number line, you will have a filled in circle for a because that is equal to, open circle for b, right? So you have a as filled in circle, b as open circle, and filled in circle is represented by square bracket in interval notation. So it will be a, and b is not filled, right? So it is open bracket, close. Okay. Or you could have a situation where a is greater than equal to x, which is less than equal to b, and then both are included. Therefore, we'll use close brackets, and on a number line, as you know, it should be filled in circles for both a and b, correct? So that is how it should be. So when the interval is within 2 points, then we could always write it as shown here. Now let us take few examples where we are talking about one side. That means, let us say, when we say that x is less than a, right? In that case, what? On a number line, I could represent it kind of like this. When x is less than a, that means a is here, for example, a is not included, but everything on the left side of a, where is it leading to? It's going towards minus infinity, so which can never be reached. So it is from minus infinity to a, where a is not included. So that is how you'll write it in interval notation. If you have x greater than equal to, let us say, b, that really means that on a number line, we are including the point b and everything on the right side of b, right? So it could be written as b is included to infinity, positive infinity. You get the idea. So that is how we could represent these terms. Well, there are a few special cases. That is to say that if I have to represent the whole line means everything in between. Everything in between. In that case, what do I do? Now, that means that all the points are included. That means the interval is from minus infinity to plus infinity, right? So this is where x belongs to real numbers, correct? So that is the interval. So in interval notation, it will be written as from minus infinity to plus infinity. That is all real numbers. Correct? So that is how you should be writing the intervals. Well, at times you might see in few books, the open circle is represented by open bracket and closed circle is represented by closed bracket. So let me give you a few examples of those kinds also. So let us say we take up a situation which we have not covered. So x less than equal to a, right? So that means we could say a closed bracket like this and everything towards this side. Do you see that? So this close is as good as filled in circle. So it could be written as from minus infinity, let's just say point is a, from a to minus infinity where a is included. You get the point, right? So it is as good as writing x is less than equal to a, correct? So that is how you could also use that close and open brackets on the number line itself. So let's take one more example. Let us say x greater than b, right? So b is not included, so I'll say kind of like this, not included, and everything like this. Okay, so let me write b here. In that case, in interval notation, we are not including b. We can never include infinity, and that really means that x is greater than b. Is it okay? So these are different ways of writing an inequality and then representing it in terms of interval notation and also on number line. I hope the concept is absolutely clear. Thank you and all the best.